MCU theory: Ultron beat the Avengers? A fan theory can be something other than right for it to be valuable. Even if a theory contains too many flaws in its logical reasoning, it may nonetheless offer a fresh perspective on the subject matter that contributes to improving the canonical material. Fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe aren't afraid to offer their own opinions, and while not all of those opinions are canon, the majority of them have interesting connections to other fan theories. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss MCU theory: Ultron beat the Avengers? So stay tuned to find out. Now let's start our video. The renegade artificial intelligence Ultron, who played the antagonist role in the film Avengers: Age of Ultron 2015,
out there, we could use that. And me!
is the subject of a fascinating example posted on Reddit by user Roger Rara. It's an easy hypothesis to understand, but it only holds up when examined more closely. However, it is creative enough to inspire a more in-depth investigation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, and even offers some new perspectives on significant happenings in the story. If additional work is done on it, it has the potential to become an episode of an animated series, What If? There's a theory that after Ultron defeated the Avengers at the end of Age of Ultron, he placed humanity in a sophisticated virtual reality or VR simulation. Similar to the Matrix, rather than murdering them all. Since then, the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, has been incorporated into the simulation, and this will continue to be the case in the future. This includes everything from the very first Ant-Man movie onward. In its current form, the theory has several problems, the most serious of which are the implications. If the Marvel Cinematic Universe's most recent decade, or so, has been a simulation, then none of the heroes' efforts or sacrifices will have any bearing on the outcome. They might have chosen to spend the whole time playing video games instead of doing anything else. On a more pragmatic level, it would require a significant alteration in Ultron's motivation, as he was intent on eradicating humanity. And would not have spared people like Tony Stark. If this were possible, it would require a huge shift in motive. This scenario is investigated in What If? Ultron 1, the 8th episode of the first season of What If. If such a development were to be ignored, it would lead to the formation of multiple holes in the narrative, one of which would be the multiverse, which would be utterly unnecessary for such a design. Even though it is incompatible, the notion has an unnerving attraction. The original poster hints as much by limiting the details to a minimum. The events that took place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after the release of Age of Ultron may easily be construed as Ultron adjusting the VR formula to account for newly emergent challenges. For instance, one interpretation of the events in Captain America: Civil War is that they were an attempt by the Ultron simulation to break up the Avengers. On the other hand, the appearance of new heroes like Spider-Man and Black Panther indicates that they have also been trapped in the virtual reality world. When the burden on the mainframe becomes too heavy for it to bear, Thanos will arrive to deliver a snap. This snap will only be undone once the mainframe has been improved to the point where it can bear the load. If you're liking this content so far, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Now let's continue. A simulation could contain some more bizarre aspects of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like the many different interplanetary adventures and the happenings on shows like WandaVision. In this scenario, the more bizarre abilities could be an extension of the program, rather than, for instance, Wanda Maximoff discovering the Time Variance Authority, or Loki discovering the Time Variance Authority. In other words, the situation is similar to the one described in the previous sentence. This includes the conclusion that involves breaching the fourth wall in She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. The 9th episode of Season 1 was titled, Whose Show Is This? Jennifer Walters looks through the list of Disney Plus streaming options for a reference to Kevin, the sentient AI behind everything. It's a lot of work for a relatively little dramatic effect, and even if there weren't any logical faults, the theory renders much too much of the tale worthless for it to be possible. It's a lot of work for a relatively small dramatic effect. However, the fact that it can account for almost every major development in the franchise makes it a surprisingly durable idea. Furthermore, even though it will never work in the mainstream Marvel Cinematic Universe, it provides an opportunity to revisit a villain who has never given his due in the canon timeline. The findings are intriguing, even if they have no real-world application. Well, that's all for today's video. Tell us in the comment section how this one was. I hope that you found this video interesting. You can subscribe and watch more videos on our channel to keep up with more content. We'll see you in the following video with some more notable celebrities, facts, and stories. And until then, stay tuned.